Yeah, how's it going everyone? This is FX Gamer here, back again with another storytime video this week. And this one's actually quite interesting. It's kind of just about me having quite a strict household when it came to video games from a young age. And it just really takes me back to when I was 9, 10 years old and we bought our first console for the house. And it happened to be an Xbox 360, and my parents were quite strict on what I could play on it, so the games had to be like, mainly Lego games. So it was kind of shit like Lego Harry Potter was like the big one that I played quite a lot of that, and I played the shit out of that game until my fucking little 10-year-old fingers went dry and all crusty because they've been stuck to the 360 controller for about 12 to 13 hours a day. But anyway, enough about that. Let's talk about the one game that was also by Lego that was banned in my family. And that game was, of course, Lego Marvel Superheroes. I don't know why I said of course, because you guys have absolutely no clue what I'm talking about, but when I was about halfway through being 10, just about 11, I was really into getting the Lego Marvel Superheroes video game, but let's just say my parents weren't too keen on it, especially my mum, who thought that the violence that was shown in the game was a little too over the top for a Lego game, even though the game was rated to Peggy 7 and I was about almost 4 years older than the minimum age to play the game. But that didn't seem to matter to her. She was going all full on video game Nazi on my ass, and she was like, "That's it, James, you're fucking finished. You can't play any more games that are like this because look at this Lego game, it's too violent. Look at the fucking plastic Hulk he's throwing around, these little digital Sandmen. God, it's gonna turn you all into serial killers one day, I know it." And I was like, "Yeah, fuck you, mum." But yeah, I was kind of like, whatever, I guess I'm just never gonna be able to play it until I'm like 19 or something. And then one day, I went to Legoland. And Legoland was a great place when you're little. It's like the best thing you can get to a theme park without getting your fucking head cut off whilst going on the Smiler at about 80 miles an hour at Alton Towers. But yeah, so it's not really a surprise that as a kid I loved Legoland. It was kind of tame, but not too tame at the same time. The Dragon Ride was pretty cool, but I'm not going to be an advertisement for the Legoland. I'm going to tell you the story as I was supposed to do about 2 minutes ago, but yeah, so what kind of happened was I go to the park with my granddad and he's taking us on all these rides and shit, and it was really fun, and he kind of didn't want to go on the rides, so he just sort of, fair enough, he was quite old, so he'd just sort of sit down and he'd read a book, and now me and my brother would both go on the rides and it'd be fun as hell, and afterwards he'd give us like £20 each, and we were allowed to spend on whatever we wanted in the Lego store, and there was some really overpriced shit in that store, and it's not surprising. Lego's really just trying to milk out as much money as they can, like a fucking farmer at a desperate cow market. But either way, I managed to see a copy of Lego Marvel Superheroes, and I was like, my granddad doesn't know about the rules, and to be quite honest, my mum really can't really tell one game apart from the other, so I'll just be real sneaky and just grab a copy of the game. And sadly that didn't go as planned at all, because once I'd bought it with the help of my granddad and I managed to take it home, I started playing it and I was really excited, and suddenly my mum just comes in, she sees the game, and suddenly her memory just kicks in. And she's like, "Holy shit, James, that's the fucking game we banned you from playing. It's that game where, plastic characters beat the living shit out of each other, and I just really don't want that in my household." So I was like, "Oh, fuck, you've got me. I'm going to become the next Jeffrey Dahmer now. Oh, God, it's the end of the world." And my mum was like, "You know what? We're never going to let you play this shit again. I'm going to take away your Xbox, etc., etc." And it's a fucking Lego game. So I was like, what? I was just so fucking confused, but a bit pissed off at the same time, because now I'd lost my only console in the house, and I'd have to do some godforsaken activities such as reading a book. But yeah, that wasn't great. But my big break did come in my entrance exams to my secondary school, like I did the next year, and then my parents were like, if you do well, if you get this percentage or something in this test, in like the maths exam, we're going to give you the game because we'll see that you're a responsible young man. And I was like, oh shit, yeah, do you know what, might as well. That's a free pass to getting the game. So I was like, yeah, I really just put my work into 6th gear, just started really grinding out that fucking year 6 mathematics, and then lo and behold, I actually get into that secondary senior school thing, and I was like, yeah, that's easy. But they didn't actually show the percentage, so all that my parents knew was that I passed. So either way, I could have got like, if the pass thing I had to get like 80%, and I could have got like 75%. I'd have got less. I wouldn't have got the game, but they never knew about the percentage, so I got whatever the fuck I wanted. So yeah, there was really just no way of them knowing whether I'd actually was worthy of the game or not. But the way I got it, it was all good, it was all happy. And yeah, 11-year-old me gotta take LEGO Marvel Superheroes for a spin. But that's a whole extra hidden side to this story that my parents really don't know about, which is when I was in the lead up to those exams, every night I basically managed to grab the game off the shelf and slot it into my Xbox 360 every night, and I managed to belt out a solid, maybe 2-3 gameplay hours a night, and like really just progress into the story to the point where by the time I actually got to have the game like with my parents' knowledge, I was already about 3/4 of the way through the game, and I was just really fucking nerve-wracking because I was like, oh holy shit, what am I gonna do now? I've basically wasted my entire gameplay by using my fucking stealth tactics to play it at night. But yeah, that's pretty much it, the story about my banned games. It's not super exciting or anything, but yeah, that was just something that really came to mind, I guess. So yeah.